All right, we're back, everyone. We got Cyber Shadow any percent coming up at you with Dyanketo running, and I say good luck to you and take it away, commentator.
Thank you very much. My name is Walexi87, and I'm going to be helping out on some commentary today for this Cyber Shadow run. I also run this game.
I'm Melissa Rango, I'll also comment, and I'll also run this game. And who's the runner today?
Well, my name's Dyanketo, and I'll be actually the one performing the run. I'm just glad Minnie and Walexe are here to help me out, because it can get pretty hectic later on where you start to focus and you're not able to talk that much. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get to that part of the action soon enough.
So, I think there's an incentive today for color choice for the character Shadow, which is going to come up pretty much straight away into the run very, very quickly.
Yeah, so it's actually quite nice to know. Are there any last-minute donations towards the incentive, or?
There's not. I think red is the winner for the incentive, so you're good to go on that one.
Ooh, reds. Well, that makes it quite easy. It's actually the faster color choice too, so I'm quite lucky on that.
Yeah.
I'm ready when everyone else is. Is anybody ready to do a countdown? Or shall I do one?
You can do one. That's fine. I'll leave that honor with you.
Okay. Okay, let's start the run then. Let me erase the file again. You can never be too sure. Okay. I'm gonna start it in 3, 2, 1, roll it.
Cool. Good luck, Diane. So this is Cyber Shadow. It's a 2D platformer. It's kind of in the style of old school kind of NES platformers. Obviously, it looks and plays a lot more. It's a lot more smooth than those games nowadays. But it's extremely challenging on a casual playthrough, and extremely and devastatingly frustrating as a speedrun. So I wish Diane the best of luck. We also have a bit of a sort of a donation incentives ourselves today as commentators and runner, where we're gonna donate $5 for every death he takes. So hopefully Diane doesn't bankrupt us.
Yeah,
I hope I don't bankrupt myself.
A run can go either side. It could be deathless, or it could be 20 death. Diane can do it, and I and Walexi also probably can do it. A really good run or a really bad run, it could go either way.
Exactly. So we're starting off, and you can see Diane doing something quite strange now. He's jumping up and down on the spot, and then that's made a button appear on the left. This actually opens up a secret Easter egg area where he gets to cyber dive into the computer, allowing him to go and choose his character color. And because of the donation incentive, he's chosen red. If you were eagle-eyed, you'll have noticed there were some other colors to choose from as well, but red is the fastest, luckily enough. Regardless, it still costs about 20 seconds to do that.
Chapter 1 is pretty straightforward. We'll jump and slash the enemies. We can see that there's a little splash when Diane jumps from the edge of the platforms. This gives a little boost of like 1 or 2 frames. It's not that much, but the 3 frames will take them as much as we can. So we will see that almost all run long. But when we have the dash, it's kind of harder. But in the first part of the game, we will see it a couple of times, yeah.
Absolutely. So at the start of the game here, for those of you unfamiliar with this game, Diane has started off, you basically can't do anything at the start of the game except run and slash your sword and jump. So the first level is really more about timing and getting the cycles right. This is a very heavily cycle-based game in most of it, with lots of RNG for the enemies, like these purple guys flying around. However, he will go on to pick up a lot of ability throughout the game, and all of them will be used in this speedrun. So you go from being a fairly boring two-dimensional, in quotation marks, character who can only run and jump and slash, to being kind of a cyber ninja god by the end of the game who's dashing everywhere and doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
Here comes the first mini-boss. He's the Smasher. He smash if you're under him, you die. So he'll just jump and slash the big red orb as fast as possible. I think it will be a 2-jumper for the second phase. Oh, a little 3-jumper, really good. Nothing to say more. Nice fight. And we take the HP upgrade.
Absolutely. That's about as fast as that boss can go, I think. I mean, maybe a second or so faster, but that was a very good smasher fight. So Dyan's going to be working his way through now. Now, this is what we're talking about in terms of cycles, because essentially what's going to happen here is he's going to damage boost through these two, well, the second laser guy here, Hop, and what that allows him to do next is to try and work his way through this next section, catching hold of these moving platforms at the correct time. If he would have come later or earlier, these circling platforms would have been in different positions, which means he would have had to wait for them to be in the correct position to continue, and that costs time. So it's really important to make your way through this. There can really be no mistakes in Cyber Shadow. A mistake actually does end up costing you, anything from a little to a lot of the time, most of the time.
And I know Dyan is playing on 60 FPS, so he can do some ledge grabs. He missed it on this one, but on 60 FPS, you can jump a little bit higher, so you can get ledge that you couldn't if you're on 120 or 144 Hz. We'll see a little bit later, but just know there's a thing with 60 FPS, but if you're a higher frame rate, you slash faster, so it's kind of 50-50. It come about the same, but on 60 frames, yeah, we'll see a little bit later some ledge grab.
Absolutely. So here we have our first actual real boss, Apparator. He's a bit of a main enemy, sort of main character enemy in this game. He's pretty straightforward at first. He just throws these shurikens at you, and you pretty much dashes around, and you pretty much slash him until he dies. That was a fairly quick Apparator fight. We're obviously not going to be reading the text here, but he's mad at us for hitting him in the back. He has different text if you defeat him with honor by hitting him in the front, but that actually costs quite a bit more time. And we've also, as a result of that, rescued the Green Ranger, who gives us our first ability, which is the Shuriken Throw. And that's going to come into play for the rest of the run, and straight away on this next level, which is Disposal Facility.
We'll see some upgrades along the way. The first upgrade is, like you said, the Shuriken. Pretty useful to hit for objects like the switches we see here and there. It's a fairly not strong weapon, but it's useful to get things. And we see here a ledge grab. You're not supposed to jump on the two right side little thingy. So he was able to do it. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. There's no real glitches or heavy glitches or whatever that are used in this game in the speedrun. There's some small exploits, I guess, but essentially the ledge grab is the closest thing to a developing mistake, I suppose, where certain ledges, the ones you could possibly jump through from the bottom, if you jump to the left of them and then immediately... Uh-oh, that was our first step. Sorry, Dime, but luckily that was actually not a bad place to have a death, because it didn't cost him much time at all. The respawn point was just below. But as I was saying, essentially if you jump to the left of these small overhangs, there's specific ones throughout the game, and then hit the right button on the D-pad just at the right time, the hang time of the game allows you to land on the ledge as if you were falling from above it, and it actually saves quite a bit of time.
Now we see that we can buy some things in the checkpoints. We buy the blade extent here to be able to hit the sweet spot of this boss, the only boss that has one. It was pretty straightforward. Slash slash slash. Hope to get the red orb in the middle. It's twice damage, and it's done. Very good. On the checkpoints, like we see, we can buy some things. We'll buy some during the game, and there's some checkpoints that can give you HP automatically, some that you have to buy it. So along the way, when you're casual, you you use a lot of money on the HP upgrade just to refill your HP when you can, because it's like we said at the first place, casual. It's a really rough game as well as in speedrun, but we don't really care about the HP upgrade. But it can take many money like on that.
Nice. Dyan, I believe you have a name for that guy, don't you?
Yeah, Fred was sacrificed for the greater goods. I preferably try to throw a block at him, but the game does that for me, so...
So this is one of only two, well, actually 3 auto-scrollers in the game. We have to go up this incredibly slow lift. This used to be a lot more difficult. They patched this pretty early on in the game when it first came out. But I remember dying on this lift a few times casually even. It's every part of this game, honestly, is a lot more challenging than Dyan is making it look. He's making it all look very easy, but I promise you, it is just not.
Yeah, there's spikes and flies everywhere in this elevator. If you're not cautious, just one fly can hit you, you bounce back into the spikes, and then you die and you start over.
That's right, and the respawn points, from a speedrunning perspective, are sometimes incredibly devastating. You know, you can lose more than a minute just from a silly death, you know, that you weren't expecting sometimes, which sucks. Yeah, Dyan doing very well here at making use of the cycles and understanding exactly where the damage is going to come from. And the thing is that the damage going out here from many of these enemies and lasers and stuff won't actually one-shot you in and of itself, but they often knock you back. As you can see, every time Dyan takes damage, he flies backwards. And though that knockback will often send you, at any point in the game, flying into a pit of death or some spikes or just some other crazy thing that just one-shots you straight away. And we're coming up to this level's boss here, Scrambler. Possibly, apart from Apparator 1, the easier boss in the game. He just kind of slams the ground and fires these orbs at you.
Yeah, if you stand farther from him, he makes some other moves, but we stay close and we slash in, so we know exactly what he'll do. He'll smash, he'll shoot laser, smash, shoot laser, every time. There's a smaller scrambler in the scrambler and an even smaller scrambler in the small scrambler.
Yeah.
I tried to slash him, but I ended up facing the right by accident, so it happens.
Yeah. Good kill though, well done, and congratulations on rescuing the Yellow Ranger and getting the next ability of the game, which is Rising Fire. This allows Dyan to fire 3 fireballs into the air, which is our first anti-air attack of the game. And we are on to Mecca City Ruins, which is the 3rd level of the game.
Yep, probably one of the best music in the game, so if you have some Strider jam or any other jam, you can put these emotes in chat. So chapter 3 will see a lot of ledge boosting or ledge grabbing, don't know how we call it, but we see a lot of them. You'll see some deboosts as well. Pretty technical as that chapter, but fairly easy, but pretty technical. I don't know if we can say that. It's like two opposite, but we'll see some deboosts in here with the deboost string. These enemies take 5 hits. That's way too much, so we just go through them.
Yeah. Something to note about damage boosting is, as you can see, Dyan is turning Shadow his back to the enemies when he goes to damage boost them. And the reason why is because when you take damage on this game, as I mentioned earlier, you fly backwards. However, if you turn your back to the enemy before you hit them, like just there, you still fly backwards, but you go the correct way that you want to go. So that's how we damage boost in this game. Dyan gave up on that ledge boost. That's okay. Sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah, these ledge boosts are fast if you have it on first try, but as long as it's a second or a third try, you lose time if you missed it. So just not bother with it and go the usual way.
Exactly.
You guys mind if I sneak in here with a quick donation?
Of course.
We got $21.02 from Alexi, saying donation towards the pink color for Shadow and Cyber Shadow. Donation from website. Thanks for that donation. And we are just about under $40 away from hitting $1,500, guys. Keep those donations coming in.
Well, you know what? If Diane dies a few more times, maybe we can reach that. This section, actually, this is a good point to mention the SP bar in the top left corner, the 6 blue stripes that you can see. This is essentially Shadow's energy, and it's what Shadow uses to use abilities in this game, such as throwing shurikens or using the Rising Fire ability. As you can see, every time Shadow throws a shuriken, one of those is used. So if you run out, you can no longer use those abilities. You can still actually use a much poorer version of them, but you need the SP to do anything useful with those abilities. And here is Hunter Tank, our mini-boss of this level. Pretty straightforward. You pretty much just slash at him and continuously tank the damage until the Hunter Tank is dead, and hopefully it doesn't kill you before you kill it. That's it, really.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice damage boost there. Yeah.
Like
that flame...
I'll go
sorry, you go on.
Okay. Like we said, all the rooms are big rooms, and everything is calculated from the start. So this flame can spawn in your face if you're not careful. And he saw it coming. He boosted on it. Very well done.
Yeah. That's honestly, that flame there, if you time it wrong and get nailed by it, it will dunk you straight into the fire, which is an instant death, and it's very frustrating. God, you know, I can't even imagine the amount of times I've died to that, even when I've run this game 1,000 times. So, as you're probably noticing, this is actually quite a long level. We are still on Mecha City Ruins. It is one of the longer levels in the game, and it does have a lot of sections where death is really punishing for speedrunners, because there's long kind of sections where you can just die so easily, and the respawn point is actually really far away and can cost you a minute or more, which is just terrifying, really. We're coming up to kind of, you know, we're at one of those points now where we're pretty far from both checkpoints. But I'm sure Diane's experienced enough and we'll be fine here. We don't know it yet, but these beams coming from the sky are actually coming from a boss that we face a bit later in the game. And you'll see that later.
Yep, and we're coming just to that boss. We have a checkpoint just before. We'll buy the Swag Blade in reference to the Swag Stars in Ninja Gaiden. Big saw blade that goes each side, it goes woo woo, and you have to control it right to get Biohunter the most hit possible when he's in the air here. Once his first phase is done, try to hit it the most possible time possible before his second phase that we see here. A couple of slash, let the Swag Blade finish it. So finish it with swag.
Very nice Biohunter there. Yeah, that's what you really want, is a one cycle on the first phase, and then you can actually kill Biohunter before he jumps sometimes, but it's still, you know, it's a good kill anyway. As long as he doesn't start slashing at you, you're not losing too much time. And we've just earned Airstrike, which, as you can see, Diane is already using, which is this kind of dash move downwards, and it enables you to, well, destroy enemies below you, but also destroy, the floor below you in some cases, and actually bounce off of things and give you continuous momentum through the air if you want to keep moving, basically. And that comes in handy repeatedly throughout the run. That's perhaps one of the most used moves.
Yeah, and give you just a little bit of boost when you jump in the air, so sometimes you're going to fall in a hole. Just use it and you're just good, and sometimes you use it too much and you can't do anything back because you're in a pogo mode and you can't you can't do anything more.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both, but Diane know how to control it. Should be good.
So we're into the first temple here. This is the monkey temple. You have to climb this temple faster than the blue monkey. The Swag Blade can be kind of annoying here because it can accidentally destroy these boxes, which is what we want as... Oh no, just like that! Which is what we want to use to be able to get up the temple faster. Luckily, it doesn't destroy the lanterns anymore, but a long time ago it did used to, which just made this whole temple incredibly difficult if you still have the Swag Blade at this point.
Yeah, and we want the Swag Blade because we didn't see it, it went fast, but we we explode a bomb just before entering the shrine, so it will save us 3 or 5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds. We're not waiting for the bomb to explode. It's already done. It's up here. There's a hole. There was a bomb there. Swag blade exploded it on the way down. So that's why we want to keep the swag blade, even if at first it was hard with the lanterns being destroyed as well as the boxes.
You'll also notice there that Shadow picked up the ability to wall climb, so he was able to get into the next section of the game. So this is Reactor. Very nice. What you can see there is that Diane used a combination of the downward attack and also, which is called Airstrike, and also the Shuriken. He's about to do it again here, hopefully, to actually trigger the switch on the right-hand side of the room. Normally, you have to go all the way over and then wall climb up oh, unlucky, just missed it, and trigger it by slashing it. But actually, if you're good enough with the two abilities there, the Shuriken and the Airstrike, you can just throw a Shuriken at it from basically the start of the room and open the door that way.
Yeah, the right-hand side of the room can just sometimes be a little bit annoying with the swag blade. It can easily spin out of control, and you have, at that point, no idea what you're doing anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now we're in Chapter 4, probably the most reset-heavy chapter for speedrunners. We're like at the 20-minute marks. That's about where, if you fail, it's really a long death. So, past Chapter 4, usually the run will go all the way. But it's one, and the boss here is RNG heavy as well. So it's a big reset point for speedrunners, but there's always a way to do it.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
This whole level is incredibly cycle heavy as well. There's so many sections where if you miss a cycle, you end up in real trouble, to be honest. So yeah, it's one of those ones where honestly you can end up stuck in a corner avoiding about 3 different enemies shooting at you whilst various obstacles are flying around. Nice, very good. So that's our first, our first proper cyber dive room, where we actually have to go inside the computer and do some hacking, essentially, by, hacking with our sword, I guess. The way that room works normally is you're supposed to have to hit 2 switches, the one which Diane hit with the Shuriken and another one on the left. However, for some reason, if you hit the one on the right and then just leave, it opens the door anyway, and you can just carry on with the game.
Yeah, it's kind of a shoddy security sometimes.
Yeah.
Alright, we're coming in a room where we say everything is cycle based. There's one other room that's coming here that if you do it perfectly, you can jump between the spikes and the enemy. We'll see if it's doable here. Getting the boost.
Nice.
Everywhere. Taking the life because there's some, and here it is.
Ooh,
just
very
between the
good.
spikes and the enemy.
Yeah, that was very smooth. That was really well done. That's a lot harder than it looks. If you're even a little bit slow or slow there, then you just miss that and you have to wait.
Yeah, and if the enemy touches you, it's straight into the spikes. So go back 30 seconds behind on the last checkpoint.
Yeah.
30? It's more!
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's like a minute and maybe more.
Maybe.
No. It's definitely
everything on minute.
between that.
Okay.
But it's okay. It's a really hard cycle. You have to nail everything perfectly, or you definitely don't have the time to succeed.
Yeah. So that was like the breathe easy checkpoint there, because in fact I see all the checkpoints in this level as like the breathe easy checkpoints because they're so far apart, and there's so much stuff that's in the way. We are on the home stretch of this level though, so that's nice. So we don't actually know tons about the storyline of this game. A lot of the storyline of this game, as far as I understand it, got cut before the final release. We know that we were part of a clan of ninjas, and the master of this clan got sick, and the Master is the character who you see at the start of the game with pink hair, kind of talking to you before you collapse, and you can see images of a hologram of the Master on this level as well, which you can talk to and interact with. And essentially, the Master's father is the main boss of this game and was doing some experiments with essence on the rest of the ninja clan, and basically ended up turning everyone into robots, as far as I can gather. But that's it.
Yeah, something like that, and we skip all the dialogues, all the cutscenes, so
yeah,
it's far behind last time I checked lore in this game.
So here we are on Mecha Dragon. Good luck to Diane here to try and get that was good enough. You know, took off half the health bar straight away. This is a very frustrating boss, and when you first learn this game, this is perhaps the hardest boss to learn. It's kind of RNG heavy, but you can manipulate it to a certain extent. It looks like this is probably going to be a 3-cycle, which isn't bad at all, to be honest. That's not a bad thing. I'd be happy with 4 even. Oh no! See, the problem here is the boxes. You have to hit these flying things to drop boxes so that you can stand on them. And Mecha Dragon likes to destroy the boxes that you're standing on and just generally cause havoc. You can only hit Mecha Dragon like now in the mouth. So it's just a real pain. The whole thing is just really annoying if it gets out of hand, basically.
Yeah, something like a 2-cycle is what stuff is made of dreams.
Yeah. Well, I know you got a 2-cycle in one of your practice runs yesterday. I was watching your stream.
I just got lucky.
So this is kind of... Go on, sorry.
No, go for it. No, the best you can do is a 2-cycle, but everything 3 or 4 is pretty good. And now we have the crystal ninja. So there's ninja spawning from this crystal. They go everywhere. We hope they're not going left, right, left, right, left, right, because if they land on the ground, they can defend themselves. We don't want that. We want to kill them in the air. Pretty good spawns from the ninja. It's good.
Very good ninja room there. That was just really nice and smooth. And the ability that Shadow's just picked up is not really an ability per se. It's actually just an attack power boost. You'll be able to see that the sword slash now is it looks a little bit cooler and bigger, and it does do more damage. So some of the earlier enemies that you saw took some more slashes. You'll see die in 1 hit now.
Yeah, that's one other thing on the chapter 4. You're still weak at the beginning, so now that you have a better sword, it goes pretty much smoother. But at first, that's another part of difficulty in chapter 4.
Yeah. To be honest with you, the game has a way of kind of cheating you, because it makes you feel like you're getting stronger with these attack power boosts and picking up health after every enemy, except that it counteracts that by making later enemies take more damage and deal more damage to you. So you actually don't get that much stronger throughout the game. Real nice work on that room there. That is like, this means that Diane, I don't know what he's going to decide to do. Yeah, you're going to buy the shield. Some people decide to hold on to that charge cannon there, but either way, we're on to the last boss of this level, which is the vessel defense system. You generally want to try and get a 1-cycle on this by pumping damage into the kind of door here, using the airstrike. As you can see, Diane basically was able to pump damage into the door before that, and then as soon as there was an availability, he was able to jump onto the ledge there, which is a very small space, and then use the airstrike to actually both hit it with the sword and hit it with the 3 fireballs, which just does mountains of damage to that boss, and it allows you to 1-cycle that. So really well done. Didn't take any damage, which means that the shield, E-shield, that's what it's called, is now on full health, and you can see the health of that weapon by the 3 yellow marks on the top left of the screen. That is very important for this next level, because if you have your E-shield throughout the level, there are 2 major skips that you can do in this next level of Research Lab.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about the health of the sub-weapon before, but yeah, like we said, there's 3 bars, and it's hits, it's not HP, so even if an attack costs you 3 HP, it's just 1 bar on the sub-weapon health, so it's 3 hits, and not 3 HP. But like we said, you want to keep it all chapter 5 long, there's 2 skip coming. So basically, you want to get hit at most 2 times.
Very nice. What? What are are you doing to me?
Let's just put it fair. It negated my airstrike. I specifically want that spider to die, so simply because I know I'll be safe later on. So what I'm gonna do is just grab another one and have another go at it. I know it might save some time for the second skip, but yeah, it happened.
That's okay, and I think it's cool to show off the skips to people watching the run as well. And you know what? It's all more money for charity, so that's fine. So yeah, basically you can go back and get another one of these E-shields from whence it came. It obviously costs time. I think it does still save time to still keep one and go and do the skips anyway, but obviously not as much time as if you had lived.
Yeah, the first skip is about 20-25 seconds, the second one is about 10 or 15, so if we can get both skips, it will be about the same time, and it's cool skips, so everything's good.
So, this level is full of purple enemies. You have a name for those purple guys, don't you, Dine?
Canonically they're called Furbies, but I call them purple demons.
Yeah, okay.
That fits.
I just generally have a fear of anything purple in this game because they're super annoying. And what I mean by that is they essentially follow you around and they seem to follow your movements as you do them. And I've likened this in the past to old school Genesis and SNES games, like fighting games like Mortal Kombat, where before there was true kind of difficulty AI, if you put the difficulty up, then the console just read your inputs and, you know, made the enemy fighter react to that, which was just cheap as hell. And it feels like that's what these guys do. They just follow where you're going to go and just are a general pain. And they cause all kinds of havoc, and it means that every run it's just a crapshoot what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty RNG based. I know they use their engines like 8 to 9 times before they make their move, but their movements, yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
It suddenly just it's programmed to stay away from you, but if it suddenly just decides to fly into you, you won't even see it coming.
Yeah. So this is Subject Alpha. Subject Alpha is a boss in this level, although not right now. Right now he's just gonna lose his mind and try and crush you to death. However, what you may have noticed before that is that we actually had our first skip. By using the E-shield to open the door that was upstairs, you actually fire through the wall and hit a switch that you're not actually supposed to be able to hit until later. So that's our first skip down already, and we've still got 3 health on the E-shield, so we've got a good chance of getting the second skip.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about the last ability we got because we have the shield and we don't really see it, but we can parry things now. The way it works is kind of weird because you have to go towards the bullets that are coming. It's weird at first, but once you got it, it's pretty useful and easy to use. But yeah, you have to move forward from the bullets that you are trying to parry. It will make a big blue ball. You can hit it back on the enemies after that. It's pretty strong, and we'll see it on the next boss fight that is coming right here, Alpha 1.
Yeah.
I want to parry things and hit him hard.
Very nice. Very good Subject Alpha Part 1. That was, pretty much perfect parries throughout. That was close, pretty close to as fast as it can get, although I think you can get him before he does that last jump, but there's not much in it, so well done, Diane.
Yeah, it's really hard to get the right side kill with the shield properly. I still need to get the timing down, but it's really, really tough.
So this whole section gives me nightmares. Moving spikes that cheat, it's just devastating stuff. Diane again is just making this all look very smooth and easy, but this stuff will really catch you out. Casually speaking, I don't even want to know how much time I spent on this level, on this section in particular.
We get to the second skip part. You will see him shoot the shield to the door. We can hear the talk.
Very nice.
That means the door is open on the other side, so little save and quit to get rid of the shield can be annoying, and refill the SP as well.
So this is Subject Alpha Part 2 with my favourite music on the whole game. But we don't hear it for very long, unfortunately. What's going to happen is he's going to open his chest like that, and now Diane is going to use the down attack, the Airstrike, to do the most damage to the eye in the middle, and kill him in absolutely no time at all. And then the original sort of corpse or body of Subject Alpha falls out. We get a cutscene that is, again, lore-wise not really explained, but it's generally hinted at that Subject Alpha, I think, is some kind of copy of Shadow, or maybe the original Shadow. I'm not sure. But there we go.
Yeah, solid 1 cycle on the Alpha 2, and we get our last upgrade, and the most useful for speedruns, we get the dash.
Yeah.
Now we can go fast.
Yeah, this is where the run really takes off. This is where you're able to sprint. But not only are you able to sprint, but if you press attack whilst you sprint, as you can see, you do a dash. Now, if you have SP when you do the dash, that dash is blue. And if you hit either an enemy or a box or something like that, the box will give you, that will restore 1 SP, which means that as long as you have enemies to dash into in a line, you can continuously dash, you know, until you can't dash anymore, until there's nothing to dash to. So you're going to see some real fast, really technical and accurate gameplay here, or you're going to see a lot of deaths. I'm not sure which. We'll find out.
Please, not the deaths.
And yeah, you can refill even more SP if you hit 2 or 3 items / enemies at the same time. Each one will give you 1 SP, even if it's in 1 dash. So, like we saw before, 3 enemies in a 1 shot, boom, 2 SP extra.
Yeah. Nice checkpoint. So this is Robot Factory. You're seeing these lasers. If Diane crosses these lasers, it actually sets off some alarms, and turrets come out all of the walls, and a nasty circular thing that Diane calls, well, it looks like the sun from Mario, right? The angry sun.
Yeah, the angry sun from Mario is definitely the most annoying one that's around. It does
there he is.
Well, a lot of damage.
Angry Sun or Samus screw attack.
Yeah. There's some of the alarms that you'll hit on purpose, and some that you really don't want to hit, like this one I don't like to hit, but Diane likes to play with fire, so there we go. But it worked out really, really well, and that was nice and speedy.
Yeah, if you hit the alarms, there's turrets everywhere, so you can dash. So it's useful on that part, but you have to know, like I said, where you're going, because you don't want to get a turret by surprise. You want to know where they are and dash into them.
Okay, I need a little bit of audio cues. Sorry.
Okay.
Say 3. Okay, we're clear.
Nice.
So this is. Go for it.
No, you go nuts.
This is still cleaner, as we see. You want to parry the bullets that he throws to you, and you want to hit the bombs 2 at the same time. It's really hurtful for him, which should clear him like that, really fast. Tonight cleaner, really clean. Let's go.
Very nice, really well done. So this is where we are now going to be on the home stretch. So essentially, we've taken a train back to the outskirts of Mecca City, which is actually what this next level is called, Chapter 7, Mecca City Outskirts, or just Outskirts. And we're trying to make our way back to where we're kind of near the start of the game, and that will become apparent shortly. Because we're ready to go and face Dr. Projan now that we've got some of our abilities, although we do have someone special to visit along the way who's going to power us up even more. These guys that come out of the wall are super annoying because you have to reflect back their bullets. Diane's made that look very easy, but it actually does take a hell of a lot of practice to get that right, because you have to get really good with the parries to make quick work of those enemies, and if they do hit you, they do a lot of damage to you.
If you thought the first one was hard enough, there's a second up north here with moving platforms and spike under, so...
Oh my, yeah, this one's devastating. Very good work, though.
Yep, really well done. It looks so easy. It's good to see something like that, but it's pretty hard if you... It needs a lot of practice to be able to do something like that.
Yeah. So what you're seeing there, the dashes that Diane just did were a little bit different, and the reason why they were actually kind of cool is he has no SP, and when you dash an attack with no SP, you do a short dash and then you stop, or you stop sprinting at least, and it means you can actually spam the ability and in a straight line move pretty much faster than any other mode of transport in the game, which is a really interesting thing to have to do. There's only really a couple of places where it's useful, but it's cool anyway.
Now we have a little machine behind us. It gives us SP as long as we have it. So what you want is to keep it for the rest of the game. But there's other SP dispenser if needed. But yeah, it's a really cool thing. So now we can dash pretty much everywhere and refill with this machine, even if we don't get enemies refill our SP.
That's it. This area is also very frustrating as well. A lot of these enemies, if you get the cycle wrong, just get completely in your way, and you can end up losing quite a lot of time here. These big rust flies as well. Purple again, you know, super annoying, these guys, if you're a little bit late. Into our next cyber dive room. So this is the... Oof. Nearly. This is our second to last one. And we've got a little eye. Oh! What are you doing?
Getting heart attacks.
Diane nearly fell in a hole, which would have killed him. Just accidental button press, I'm guessing. But nice cyber dive room anyway, very quick. So no reason to panic. So opening that has opened the door down here and allows us to go and collect our final upgrade. Well, it's not really an upgrade, it's an upgrade to everything.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Dragon.
Yeah, we're gonna go and wish our friends back.
We could have done that, or just being more powerful. We have more of a Vegeta mind.
Yeah, we'll take the power, thanks. So this dragon gives you some really cryptic lore, and then upgrades all of your abilities, and allows you to essentially do a power attack by holding down the attack button, and you can also power up all of your other abilities that you picked up throughout the game, so the Airstrike, and the Shuriken and others, and now, more importantly, Shadow can also double jump, as you can see with the kind of ninja flip there.
Yeah, now with the dash and the double jump, we can pretty much fly everywhere. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, this is perhaps the longest and maybe hardest chapter in the whole game, and requires a lot of very quick, very accurate jumping, dashing, airstriking and everything. Just all of the abilities used at all the correct times, and being very reactive to what's going on. Very nice first room there.
Yeah, the key here to get fast is to know exactly where you can dash. So if there's a spot straightforward, you want to dash there to save some time. If there's enemy, you want to know where they are, slash into them and get your SP back. It's all everything Dyan does is set. He knows what he's doing. There's nothing random or less possible.
Yeah. Final cyber dive room now, and this one is to unlock our friend Exo, who is the motorbike that Shadow passed on the way in. You can have a dialogue there, but obviously we're speedrunning, so we're not going to do that. This is also the most challenging cyber dive boss. You have to destroy the 3 eyes at the top, and then the middle one will start shooting at you wherever you are, and it can get quite annoying. If you're not confident enough to dash through, you can also parry the bullets back. But yeah, very nice. Dyan has also kept the SP dispenser, which is very, very important.
A few misinputs along the way.
Yeah, the SP dispenser, when you have it on the motorbike, on the exo section, he wants to give you something. You don't have it full SP, so he wants to give you SP, but he can't because you're a motorcycle. So what he does, he gives money. So it becomes an ATM dispenser. We like it if we have it for the 2 exo sections. We're probably fine cash-wise, and we don't have to worry anymore for the rest of the run.
Absolutely. So this is the second auto-scroller section of the game. You can't really speed it up or anything, the enemies are not random at all. They're always exactly the same. There is an achievement for doing this whole section without taking any damage at all. I think it's don't touch the paint or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't scratch the paint.
That's it. Yeah. It's got some really cool music as well, but then, you know, that can be said about basically the whole game. The soundtrack of this game is just incredible.
Yeah, and like we said just earlier in the run, Diane likes to give names to some enemies. This one here on the motorcycle is Bob. Don't want to hurt Bob, but will just go away by himself.
He's just a friendly fellow road user, and, you know, you should let him be.
Bob has multiple hobbies too. He likes to prevent you from sniping, he likes to ride his bike, he likes to play in the air, and he likes to dive. I have no idea why he chose the the last hobby, but it's a thing.
So, there's a big explosion, and Exo uses the latest in anti-crash technology to save your life.
The turtle airbag, turtle shoulder airbag.
Yeah. So believe it or not, we're actually still on the same level, Return to Mecca City, and we're probably maybe halfway through. This level is really long.
Alright,
Nice.
he got 2 hits on the dispenser, so it's still alive. So we're gonna use it to have even more money, like I said earlier. So, the ATM dispenser is back. We have Exo now in a Gundam form. He shoots to go through everything. You can damage boost pretty much everywhere. You have to be careful not to take too much damage, but if you know which enemy get hit on, it should be fine with the health that we have.
That's it. These guys that throw these kind of flame grenades in the air that shoot jets of flame, they actually do a lot of damage if you get hit by them, because the flames don't just hit you once, they seem to just tank your health off. We're coming up to the middle boss of this level, perhaps the easiest boss in the whole game, I'm not sure, but it's called, what's it called, Airship?
Yeah, it's the airship.
Yeah. Anyway, you pretty much just spam the fire button at it, and it dies. That's pretty much it. You just jump and fire, and that's the end of Airship. Done.
We got some spare change for a poor ninja.
And the airship spawns every time the same place, so the his 3 spawn points are the same every time. And if he goes beyond that, I don't know what happens, because I kill it every time in 3 spawns, so I don't know what happens after. Maybe it transforms, I don't know.
He does drop enemies if you leave him for long enough. He drops guys on you, but you just don't get that far, to be honest.
You gotta be careful.
Yep.
These green guys makes 2 damage. These purple stars 3. Everything hits a lot, but we're safe. Going to see our friend down here, Apparitor. He's bad.
I call plot armor.
Yeah, Apparator's back, and as you can see, he's had a few upgrades. And he unfortunately destroys Exo, and then hits him with a satellite beam. Just take off and nuke him from orbit. You get a cutscene here, which is kind of cool. It shows off, you know, how you meet the clan, and you find out that Exo is originally one of the original members of the clan, and is now obviously a robot, just like you.
So here comes probably the worst part of the game. When you death loop in here, it can go really bad, and time again you die. It's pretty hard as a room, so we'll see Diane can do it in one strike, that would be really good.
Yeah. You have to set off an alarm here to open up these turrets and use them to dash through. Very nice. This part has to be very precise. Excellent work. Real good.
Only one hit, really good room.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. That can, you can lose minutes there just by looping. You know, it's a very, very difficult room. That's the room where you probably break the most controllers.
Probably.
It's called the Deathloop room for a reason.
Yeah. You'll notice now that the areas that we're visiting are similar to the areas we've already been through, like Robot Factory and some others. And that's because we're kind of working our way, we're doing a bit of a tour of the earlier game as we work our way back to the docks in Mecca City. This tunnel, or this vertical tunnel here, is the one we actually originally climbed up at the start of level 3, but now it's covered in pink stuff. And this you will recognize to look a lot like Reactor, which was the 4th level.
Nicely done. Going down on that part is pretty hard. Now we hit something, then we see the kunai, so the upgraded shuriken. It destroys walls, so it goes faster. Then dash 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 over there.
Very nice. Going low in this room, very good. Now we've got a baby climb. Some of these Furbies, these guys can be real trouble. But not this time. Excellent return to Mecca
they're
City.
behaving.
Yeah.
And
Chapter 9, Mecca
finally,
City Docks.
Chapter 8 is done. Go for it.
No, that was it.
Chapter 9, probably one of the shortest chapter. Go pretty fast. Especially after chapter 8 that was so long. Chapter 9 is just a cruise. Oh, finally, no more dispenser. We had it for a long time. That's was good.
Yeah, this is a very short chapter, but again, lots of opportunities for one-shot death that cost you a lot of time. There's these horrible mines in the ocean parts, which as soon as, like one there, the orange one, and as soon as you land in the water, they magnetize towards you and explode for like pretty much all of your health.
Oop, no more SP.
Oh.
Going on the mines.
No!
1 HP left.
Full improv.
The sounds you can hear is Diane panicking.
Alright,
That's
you made it through.
You made it. I mean, I'm amazed. I was sure that was a death. Yeah, that's what happens when you run out of SP. Now you have to stand here parrying these shots, which normally you can just dash through, but you know, you want to play it safe. We're onto the boat. So this is our final, going to be our final auto-scroller section of the game. Here we've got these jetpack guys who fly over. They always come in the same pattern with the same types of guys, and the purple ones, because purple is bad in this game, when you kill them, they hit the deck and catch fire and leave flames, which do quite a lot of damage to you if you run into them. But generally, you can kill them before they even hit, because they will try and land and shoot at you as well, and you can kill them all before they even land, which you get an achievement for as well.
Yes!
Here we got
Okay,
the
so-
hopper that goes just down the drain, and go for your explanation, Diane.
Okay, so what you'll see coming up in a bit is we finally figured out what gives a slow or a fast boat. And basically, the entire sequence is scripted. There's just a difference in the 60 Hz and the 144 Hz gameplay. Whereas in 60 Hz, you have a chance that one enemy gets stuck and it doesn't spawn. Oh no! Okay. Unfortunately I sacrificed Bob for the greater good for the fast boats.
Oh, I thought you died. It's just Bob.
Anything for the run. Yeah, I thought you messed up the fast boat. I was like, oh no.
No, you can count the enemies. You can count the enemies you get, and basically you know if that particular enemy that you need has spawned or not.
So
And that will tell you if it's fast boat.
yeah. No, congrats on getting it. And congrats on finding that, because I know that's been a frustrating thing for the whole community for a while.
And that was Combinatron.
He was here, he's gone. Alright. Final level, so we get a skip of a big cutscene there. If you touch the top of the launch pad thing there, you actually get a big long cutscene, but if you can dash over it and not get a cutscene at all. Instead, we're just going to spend this whole level dashing through crazy amounts of enemies. Oof, very nice. That's a real hard jump to get, because you can just very easily fall into the abyss there.
Yeah, you want to dash it, and if you miss, pretty much everywhere it's spikes or just big holes. So you don't want to miss any jumps, because it's pretty much certain death if you miss it.
As you can see, most of this level is just instant death spikes along the floor, which you have to dash over. The casual way of playing this game, they actually want you to use these very slow-moving platforms, which you activate by hitting the buttons, and then you stand on them and kind of avoid the enemies. Which honestly isn't as easy as it sounds. Dashing through stuff, if you get used to it, is almost easier when you're able to do it.
Yeah, because the enemies are placed just at the right spot, so you can chain them. And if you take the slow platform, as you said, the enemies are going to get you, and not you going to get them. So it's kind of harder.
Yep.
And evidently slower, so we don't want that.
Yep. So now we have to wait for these 3 doors on the right-hand side to very, very slowly open. Whilst we wait for that to happen, these flowers keep spawning, and there was also some spiders that were shooting at us as well. And here comes Spider Rail.
The spider rail, you want to hit his big eye in the center. When it's open, you can shoot the onion ring backs, and like that, it's a really short fight.
Real nice. That was a very, very nice Spider Rail kill.
And we have to wait to get to the door, which is long.
Still no tricks for a fast lift,
And slow.
unfortunately. However, we are up to maybe the most frustrating part of the game. I've lost like 5-6 minutes on runs to this part, which we call the climb. Just basically what you're doing, what Dyan's doing here is climbing up this whole big section very quickly, but it's just filled to the brim with all these purple enemies and green enemies which fire stuff at you and fly around randomly, and one false move and they'll send you careening back to the bottom, and you have to start again, and they can just kill you as well.
Yeah, the first part of the claim is probably the worst. Now the inside part is pretty straightforward and short, and the third part is usually going pretty good as well.
Yeah. Very nice climb there.
Okay, we get to the last checkpoint, we buy some SP and another dispenser, so we're full for the last boss of the game. Once again is the apparitor. We just dash through him. Shoot some airstrikes to get him while he's in the air. This time he goes up, but we have the double jump, so we don't need to clip his toe. We just can slash him in the face.
Mm-hmm. And now we encounter the true final boss of the game, Dr. Progen, who's in his weird brain contraption and is also mostly cyborg now. This first section's fairly easy. He just kind of fires these fireballs at you which shoot in the air, which you can also parry back if they're in an annoying place, and these bombs. You have to hit his orange casing to open him up, and then he's vulnerable. Very good. And now into Progen 2.
there's 3 orbs on him. The bottom one gives you a shield, the left one gives you power up, and the green that would probably not explode gives you platform. But here we use the airstrike, the pogo, to get to him without any platforms. And the purple thingy to kill him finally.
Very nice kill. Very, very nice Progen 2 kill there. Very smooth. So that is not time, but there's really nothing left to do but go and float through space a little bit, have a chat with the hologram of the master, and then go and free the real master.
Yep, there's not that much to do. But Diane has 2 SP. He might soft lock if he's not careful. It's possible in the last room of the game, if we get 2 switches at the same time, the final button won't appear.
Then we'll have to do the whole run again.
Yeah, I told him not to do that, and said I might try to soft lock myself. We'll see what he's going to do.
Yeah. So the elements are freed, represented by the green, blue, and pink guys, and they free you from your shell as well, and you are the orange element, whatever that means. And finally, we get to descend into where the master is being held.
With no more SP, we're okay.
Time will be as soon as the master is freed in a second. Time. Congratulations. Really, really incredibly well done run. Really amazing marathon time. Well done, Diane.
Phew, that was something else, let me tell you. I did not expect a run like this today for a marathon setting, to be fair.
No, very impressive. Under an hour. Very good.
Yeah, sub-hour is only... like a handful of people have only achieved a sub-hour, so I'm really glad that practice and de-rusting has paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, really fantastic. I mean, I think you only had 2 deaths. I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute, but
Let me skip to the end scene then. Where we can upload our entire run data. With someone that is yet to be explained, that we do not have a confirmation on.
The bird ninja, who is he?
It might be Ryu, you know? Who knows?
Exactly.
yeah, 2 deaths.
So excellent run.
So I believe that's $30 for charity, and anyone else at home who wants to join in for $5 for each of the 2 deaths, I'm sure Game Over Cancer and the Canadian Cancer Society will very much appreciate it. But thank you so much, Diane, for the run, and I'd just like to say thank you to Game Over Cancer and Strizer for organising this event, and also Diane, thank you for asking me to commentate this run. I've had fun.
No, you've pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Thank you,
sorry.
to Strizer and Game Over Cancer for having me. I love Cyber Shadow. I love showing this game off as well. We're always looking out for new runners and new stuff. This game still has plenty of things to be found. We have an entire library of clips. I wanted to say clips. Yes, clips. Archive of stuff that people can learn. So basically, if you start off from a 10-hour run or you start off from a 5-hour run, it doesn't matter. We'll welcome you anyway.
Yep, thanks everybody. That's about it for Cyber Shadow.
Thank you very much.
Wow, GG guys, that was an awesome run. We're going to take a short break and get things ready for the next run, which is The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare. So hang tight, guys.